Hello, I'm Glenda Carlin, and it's Tuesday night again. This is my weekly A Course in Miracles and Tibetan Dzogchen uh, truth discussions, and and me sharing experiences. My awakening experiences continue. I realize that's what I'm sharing with y'all. But of course, each of you are having your own awakening experiences, but you may not realize it. If you're experiencing even an illness, picture that illness is letting go of karma. It's letting go of karma. And if you breathe, smile, and relax into it, you'll let go of more than just whatever that suffering is. You'll be letting go of other unconscious thoughts and feelings that have been stored up in that unconscious mind or your body, mind and heart. That's how this works. We're like Jesus says, I never thought I'd find that, but let's see, the sanctifying of the body is lesson 157, and transforming of the mind to a pure mind. Now that relates to the purification of body, mind, and speech that the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum does, which I'm going to cover tonight. But anyway, welcome God Barbie, welcome God Ed, welcome God Terry, welcome God D, welcome God Debbie, welcome God Leon, welcome God Danelle, and all those that watch the video later. Thank you for coming out to, in particular for coming out live to this Zoom meeting. I was talking to Leon earlier, and I try to share that with you all. And some of you have commented on this. There, you feel it. There is a synergy that occurs when a group of people like us, of like-minded people, get together. And that synergy builds on itself, where it helps each of us here that are here live in this Zoom call, and then even affects those later that watch it on the YouTube video. So thank you for setting time aside to come out to this meeting. It's very, very powerful that you do that, and it helps me a lot. There's something about your spirit light and your sweet faces and your smiles, or you're nodding, or you're whatever. It just really helps Holy Spirit gel these thoughts together, that helps me then speak. Because I turn over this meeting to Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, and the enlightened beings guide me what to do or say. And like I let you all know, I print out what I email out to you, and I sit with it, and insights will come. And today, what the insights were, I was to look at it and gel it together about about what has led to my third eye starting to open. The other is the veil is being lifted from within the great ray, and this seeming body of ours has a subtle light body that's actually called a rainbow light body, that consists of the colors of the rainbow. And in one of the meditations, I was shown that my form was like a little stick figure that made up of all these rainbow colored dots. There wasn't the flesh. There was where you draw the little stick down, and the little two arms, and put the head and the legs and the feet. Instead of those dark lines were these dots, these rainbow colored light dots. And so anyway, the transformation of the sanctification of the body, which means being holy, healed, back to our Christ Buddha nature, God nature. And last week I discussed how my heart mind was joining, but tonight is the joining of mind, body, and speech. that results in this veil being lifted, the third eye being opened, and being shown my subtle light body starting to develop the colors of the rainbow. Duh, that I would have never imagined any of these would be literal. But one of the things I am to present to you all is that what Jesus writes in A Course in Miracles and what Buddha describes in Dzogchen and other truths is literal. This transformation of the mind and heart and body is literal. Okay, where we embody the Christ, the Buddha, and we embody it. We embody that and live in this world, sending out, pulsating out that light from the third eye and the heart. Okay, all right. Now, how I sent out my email, the topic was what I just said to you, my awakening continues. The veil of obscurations be removed. And the thing about the rainbow little stick figure and the single third eye appears to be opening. So first I'll describe those experiences, but then I want to cover what the things I've been practicing in the last month or two that is causing these results. And as I was in the bathroom washing my face and getting ready for the meeting, it dawned on me that this, what I'm describing tonight, will save you years of work if you choose to practice it along with whatever else you're practicing. And I was exposed to these teachings when I was introduced to Dzogchen, but I wasn't smart enough to weed through and grasp some core things that could have really helped me. But of course, everything's perfect just like it is. And because this is showing up now, and I can have hindsight and reflect on these things, I am then able to share what I'm sharing tonight. Because if this had all happened back whenever, I wouldn't be going through all seeing the seeming awakening process to share with you the different experiences that I'm having. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to covering the experiences. And I have a little list because I want to keep this within our hour. Is all kind of started this week on 4/15. You know, I meditate with that Dzogchen group out of LA, and Dzogchen is spelled Dzogchen. It's the highest teaching within Buddhism, and it parallels A Course in Miracles in that Jesus teaches the same that Dzogchen teaches, which is that we are this clear light spirit naturally right now, but we're not awake to it. Our vision of seeing that is obscured by our thoughts of separation, just simple thoughts and emotions and sensory perceptions, that seeing, thinking, hearing, tasting. We have these perceptions and we just don't let them go. We don't let them just come and go. We start labeling them, sorting them, judging them, and we dig holes for ourselves. That's karma. Then you get to relook at that and let that go. So there are ways to not accumulate karma. To let this natural flow occur, natural heart, mind, natural breath and energy, natural body, these natural sensations to catch when you're having attachment or aversion and be aware and just let it go. Just let it go. It's that simple. But also to be aware when you've had attachment or aversion, and before you dig a real hole, which means to have a chain of discursive thinking. And if you notice the nature of your mind, if you meditate, you'll start to learn the nature of your mind is that if you have a sight or hear something, before you know it, ego will pick up on whatever the sight or hearing is, And then it will add a memory from the past that's associated with whatever you were hearing or seeing. And then before you know it, another memory latches on. It's like a chain. It's like a chain that gets put together of all these thoughts from the past that become called a chain of discursive thinking. And with meditation, you learn to be aware of what the mind's doing, and you let go of these chains, these thoughts, and they get undone because you can say to whatever's in the memory, if it's people or events, you say, God, 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 I love you, you are spirit. Then you are letting go. You are letting go and seeing the reality of those thoughts where you don't accumulate some more karma. Karma is cause and effect. Because once you have that chain of discursive thinking, probably you're going to have some kind of action. And that action is going to cause positive or negative karma. I digress. All right. So I do that. I do a daily meditation. And on 4:15, this is when the veil, I was shown that the veil is being lifted. So in meditation, I look in my mind and I see the great ray tube of light. It's like a tube. It's round. And if you look inside of it, it looks like a corridor or a tube, a channel, a corridor. And that tube, the inside of the tube, it vibrates. It vibrates, and the inside of the tube has colors. And at the end of the tube is the light, the vast open field of source. That's infinite spaciousness. So the cord of light comes to us from the vast spaciousness. That's what the Son of God did, to inject this light energy into your form to animate it. So anyway, but I'm looking up in this cord of light, and I see covering the center of this cord is murky, bumpy film. And I'm looking at it, and it takes me, I don't recognize what it really is till after I'm contemplating what I saw, but it's a film that's bumpy, that's over the center of the Great Ray Tube. And then I saw this murky film start to slide, or what would it be called? It just kind of moved away off the center, where about only a fourth of it showing on this center, only about a fourth showing. And I looked in that, what was, after the film moved, there was clear light. And with the clear light, I could see, I couldn't, it went so fast, it was like a park that had trees, flowers, and there was a old-time wood-framed house. But as I reflected on this later, what it's showing me is Rigpa is called clear light. That's in Tibetan Buddhism, Dzogchen Rigpa. It's the clear light. The nature of mind is this luminous, radiant, clear light. Now, of course, it can have colors as well. But this clear light doesn't hide anything. As a result, I could look in there and see trees, flowers, and this wood-framed house. That's what it means to be walking around in your house or apartment or condo or whatever you're in now. As you walk around, you see your furniture, you see your books, you see whatever, and you see it because there's clear light here. You're seeing through the clear light of your natural mind to see all these images. So in essence, heaven and earth are here now. You're just not aware of it. But that's what I was being shown. And then when I looked in the course, Of course, Jesus calls it the veil, and I sent him my email where I looked up the word veil. And Jesus says, today, let us make another attempt, a real attempt to reach the light in you. We are trying to see past the veil of darkness that keeps it concealed. We're trying to let the veil be lifted and to see the tears of God's Son disappear in the sunlight. That's in workbook 69. And in, let's see, what's this one in? Chapter 19, IV-8, Jesus says, together we will disappear into the presence beyond the veil, not to be lost but found, not to be seen but known. Here is the peace of God given to you eternally by him. Here is the rest and quiet that you seek, the reason for the journey from its beginning. So that's why we meditate, is in moments in meditation, you can just relax and rest your weary heart and mind for a few seconds, and then it builds to a minute, then a few minutes, and it just builds on itself, where you can get a glimpse of this, of God's presence, this soft, sweet nature that's your nature, to rest there and be there. So that was the film, but it's obscured because of our thoughts of separation and our judgments about our six senses that are going on, and due to attachment, aversion, and ignorance. And in the, oh, let's see, I'm going to find this in my in that email. Where did I'm quoting a couple of these Tibetan holy people, but I've got all these pages, so I don't quite remember, but it's the gist of clean. Oh, here it is. This is from Joseph Goldstein, a quote from Joseph Goldstein. Wisdom. Now, wisdom is part of the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. When you say that mantra, you're cultivating wisdom. And this is what Joseph is saying about. Wisdom is the clear seeing of the impermanent conditioned nature of all phenomena, knowing that whatever arises has the nature to cease. When we see this impermanence deeply, we no longer have the nature to cling. And when we no longer cling, we come to an end of suffering. So when this veil is made up of our thoughts of attachment, aversion, or we're ignorant of what we are. We're ignorant that we're this actual clear light that's closer than our breath. And we think we are this form, etc. So we then cling to the form instead of looking beyond the form to the spirit. But as you practice the truths in the Course and in Dzogchen, you learn to not cling. You learn to be aware when your mind is off clinging to these items that are your furniture, your car, your animals, your loved ones, your family, whomever, clinging to them without letting them be while you just enjoy them. You become aware of this clinging and you let go. And look through their form to the spirit that they are. You just keep practicing this is called advanced forgiveness in A Course in Miracles, and Trechet in Dzogchen, where you see through the form to this clear light of spirit. And your other practice, they build on themselves, where then the veil begins, you get glimpses of this clear light. And the veil is lifting. The veil is lifting within your own mind. Okay, then on 316, I've been playing on the TV the mantra Om, O-H-M, or spelled O-M, and the mantra Om. I just started Om Mani Padme Hum on the YouTube video a few days ago. But by doing that, those mantras have sounds, high frequency vibrations that touch your mind and heart and the chakras in your body, the light centers, and they start pulsating with it. You'll feel it. And they activate this energy, this light energy that you are, help unfold it. But anyway, I was listening to all those. And then what happened is this third eye started to pulsate. By pulsate, it means it pulsates, it throbs in. And what happens, the great ray light comes in and out, but now it's coming in and out through this third eye. It throbs and comes in, pulsates in and out. And on that same meditation, then what happened, that pulsation of the third eye joined with the pulsation of my heart, of this divine, that each of our hearts houses the divine heart, the crystal cave. They started pulsating together. I'm not kidding you. It was pretty interesting. The great ray light comes in and pulsates through the third eye. And I don't know if it's going from maybe down my throat, but it just seemed like it was just hooking right to my heart, going in and out, in and out. And David or whomever was leading the meditation, the people now starting to say, to take your awareness to a person in the group meeting. So as soon as I took my awareness to a person in the Zoom meeting, my pulsating third eye and pulsating heart started pulsating to the third eye and heart of the person that was there. Back and forth it went. It was pretty wild. But see, it makes sense, doesn't it? And the reasoning Christ mind understands this. To others, it might be foo-foo or like, yeah, right, what LSD drug was she on? Honest, I'm on I don't take any drugs, no hallucinogen, no drugs. I take an allergy pill. uh, now, it was wild. But now this is the natural thing. My third eye is pulsating with my heart when I tune into it. And then when I'm in these meditations, it's pulsating out to when I focus on a person, it goes to them, then it goes to the next person. And then when I am, practicing wanting to relieve the suffering of all beings, which is I want to do, is I feel my third eye and heart is pulsating out. But then it goes to pulsate through the center of the universe. And then it dispenses out through the whole universe, kind of thing is how. And see, you can visualize all that, and you can visualize and practice that. And ultimately, it naturally happens. This is our natural state. You are a light. You're like a lighthouse with a head that's this, with a third eye, crown chakra, with light just pulsating out of your head. But a lighthouse only has a top of it that has a beacon that's shining light. Your awakened human body has the tower, the base of the lighthouse. This tower of the body has chakras that are all lit up, that are pulsating. So your entire body is light, a subtle light body within this physical body. Okay, now, and so when that was happening, I talked to you for a good year about that there's only God's presence, because that's what I was starting to sense and feel and experience. But words are one thing, and I know it, and that's not intellectual. A knowing is, it's God's presence is here now. But what is happening due to these powerful, powerful mantras of Om and Om Mani Padme Hum, something is opening within me. I do not understand this. I don't know what's happening. Someday somebody, a holy enlightened being, will be able to put all this together. I fully feel like my heart continues to open deeper, deeper, deeper. My mind continues to awaken deeper, deeper, deeper. The joining of heart mind gets more unified. And now the joining of body, mind, and speech is getting unified. And it's all of those things, all my practices of thinking of people as God, 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 I love you, which is a daily thing of practicing this while at the grocery store, at the health club, wherever I go in my condo building, as soon as I can, I think this way. I'm not just mouthing these words. This is living these truths. And these are called short moments, practice repeated many times. It builds on itself, and your unconscious mind's being healed of these thoughts of separation from your true identity, your brother's identity, and source's presence. But anyway, this is opening deeper, deeper, because on that 416 meditation, I just started the ugly cry, which means, your mouth's kind of like crying and your tears are coming down. And I realized my Zoom camera's on, but I don't care, because that's also of ego, that I care what I look like. I'm in the moment, and I'm in the moment of realizing, oh my, this breath is God's breath. This light that I'm feeling pulsating is God's presence. It brought me to tears. And so different times I'll just come to tears, because I'm asking you all to stop and think about, are you being 100% fully present as to what you're doing as you're doing it? Then you're aware when your mind's wandered off to a past thought or a future thought, and you can bring your mind back to the center, to the present moment, to think about, that's the clear light of spirit. That space I see out there is a clear light of spirit. God is here now. I know I'm going to experience this, but the Course teaches God is in everything I see, because God is within my mind. God is something like that. Chaz is texting and I hear it. My mind kind of went off there. Okay. So next, I guess on that same day, 416 could have been when the sound healing and the meditation was. It's in meditation, and this is something that came to me to ask you to do, is when you're in meditation, stop and look in your mind. Now, it's not easy to do, because what are you looking for? Look in your mind, meaning turn inward, look in your mind. And of course, it's the clear light's there, but because it's clear, you can see black, because it's not going to hide anything in your mind. Now, black is kind of an unusual thing. Black, I think, contains all the colors. Light is even in darkness. And even in Dzogchen, it talks about this black luminous void, which is the presence of source, but I won't go there. It's just, but you want to look in your mind to see what's going on. Now, you're not expecting anything, you're just looking. But I looked in my mind, and I see the great ray again. Of course, it's this tube. I'm looking in this tube, because it's a cord of light that comes out of the top of your head. A cord is a round rope-like thing, but it's called the Great Ray in A Course in Miracles. Hindus call it the cord. And Leon brought up the other week, there's a thing called a silver cord, but it's a cord. And it's open, it's a tube, because the light energy is coming and going through it to animate your form. But anyway, I looked in there and I saw a face. I didn't recognize the face, and it wasn't my face, but it was a face. And then that left, and I made notes because I had to, this got over, because I wanted to remember what happened. Then there was a single eye. Then two eyes showed up. The two eyes left, and then the single eye came back. Now, the single eye looks like an eye, just like this eye. And the eye had this black, I believe it's the retina, the black center of the eye. And I looked at that eye, and the great ray light started pulsating in and out of that black center of the eye. It was vibrating back and forth. Let me remember what all, oh, so that went on for a little bit. And then this pulsation of the third eye, I knew it was the third eye that was pulsating, where it was pulsating, the shape, the size of the eye. Then that third eye center pulsating with the great ray got as big as my head, like a circle, big as my head, and it's pulsating. And then the pulsating center, because became as large as my body. This, like a great ray, the great ray had the black center in it, is pulsating as large as my body. And then I thought of, oh, I'll just send this light energy out to the universe. So then that pulse, I just immediately, I'm used to doing this. The great ray goes down the center of the universe like a tube, and that pulsating light then pulsates out all 360 degrees of the tube out into the whole universe, is how it went. So after that meditation was over, I thought, what does this mean? What is Holy Spirit trying to show me? And that's when I realized he's showing me my third eye is opening. So in the email, I'm going fast. I'm sorry, because I've got this stuff in the email. I'm wanting to cover some more things. Is the eye. Let's see where the eye is in this. Let's see where I've got that. I want to remember the stick figures next. When I researched the eye in A Course in Miracles, Jesus says, you will not see it. You mean what's beyond the veil with your body's eyes. That's chapter 20, section 2.8. I'll read that whole thing, no, total. Your chosen home is on the other side, beyond the veil. It has been carefully prepared for you, and it's ready to receive you now. You will not see it with the body's eyes. Elsewhere, he says, and what is this decision but the choice whether to see him, meaning your brothers, through the body's eyes, or let him be revealed to you through vision? Then the body's eyes see only form. These eyes were made not to see, will never see, S-E-E. For this, the body's eyes are perfect means, but not for seeing, S-E-E-I-N-G. See how the body's eyes rest on externals and cannot go beyond. That's chapter 22, section 3, paragraph 6. The love of God for a little while must still be expressed through one body to another because vision is still so dim. You can use your body best to help you enlarge your perception so you can achieve real vision, of which the physical eye is incapable. Here's another section where Jesus is saying the body can be used to help you enlarge your perception. So he doesn't deny the body. Now, granted, the body is an illusion, but yet we're in duality. We believe we're in duality, but when we're awakened, this is transdual, meaning we're awake to the seeming form and this clear light of spirit, but they're now integrated. They're not separate anymore. That's chapter 1, VII, paragraph 2. So now see, in the chakras, it's called third eye. I Googled third eye for the course. Jesus does not call it third eye. He calls it vision, clear sight, seeing, spiritual seeing, S-E-E-I-N-G, not, but the third eye chakra means the two eyes are no longer seeing duality, two-ness. They've joined together to this third eye vision, Christ Buddha vision, seeing the God presence that's here, animating everything. There's only God's presence. Okay, the last thing happened on 4/16. and I kind of covered it in the beginning. I looked in my mind, and there were those, it was a black background. And then there was this stick figure drawn as these rainbow colored dots. And the only and it had the little arms, the legs and the feet and the head. And they're just brilliant, vibrant, the colors of the rainbow, sparkling. There were two little stick figures like that made up of dots. And one left, and then there was one stick figure left. And when I saw it, it reminded me to artwork that I had been told about several years ago, but didn't really understand what this artwork was all about. But now I do, I kind of do. It's called pointillism, Pointillism. And what this is back in George Seurat, Seurat, he was a French artist, born 1859 and he died in 1891. So we're talking back in the 1800s. He started painting paintings using dots of color instead of using broad brush strokes to put color on a canvas. It took him 2 years. In my email, I sent you a picture of what he painted. It took 2 years and I Googled this to find out, several 100,000 tiny dots of color to make that 7x11 canvas called A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande, Jatte. And it shows this lawn next to like a beach or a lake that's got sailboats of all kinds of people sitting, walking. Nobody's got movement but one little girl. But he's drawn this whole thing out of these dots. Now, why this is important for me to share and why Holy Spirit showed me that is when they do this quantum analysis of the body and recognize that there's just space. There's space between the cells, and the cells contain space. There's really not a solid form, although we look like we're a solid form and we can cut ourselves. We never put the body in harm's way. It looks solid, but it's full of space. But it's not just space, it's colored light. All these dots of light are here as your subtle, another way of thinking of your subtle light body. And those rainbow colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and they're supposed to be indigo and violet, but I can't tell. When I look in my mind, I can't tell the difference between indigo and violet. I just call that purple or lavender. Well, purple is kind of different to me than lavender. Lavender is lighter. But the thing is, you are a rainbow light body made up of all these beautiful rainbow colors and dots. And so that meant to me, that artist, George Seurat, he could have had an open third eye. He looked out and saw these dots of color, and there were points of light, and he painted that way with dots of color. I thought that was just such a beautiful example of this, of what we are. Okay, now let's see. That culminates in the experiences, but what I did, I put together here one of the main things, and I may continue this next week, and I'm going to have a meditation next week as well, but I'll continue this about. I found when I was searching for this teaching a quote from Jesus that I don't remember ever reading, but it's sure heck there. And what it coincides with is one thing that has caused my awakening to really take off is because I am not awakening just for my own benefit. I truly want to awaken in order for this light energy and this mind that becomes awakened in the heart to radiate out this light and this pulsating third eye and heart, that can pulsate out to help my brothers in a literal way, to help all beings. And then I radiate this out through the universe into all these realms of existence, like, all the humans, all the animals, besides the other 4 realms that are also there. This caring to help dispel the suffering of my brothers has catapulted this awakening. It's still continuing, but if you want to catapult your awakening, consider turning on your YouTube channel and finding an Om Mani Padme Hum mantra to chant with. Now I'm going to cover why this is, what happens as a result of this is you're not only helping this light, all your loving thoughts going out to all the beings, caring for them, empathizing, having compassion for their pain and suffering, and your heart going out to them helps relieve suffering, but it also helps your unconscious mind get healed, where it's and your heart to open to the loving divine God essence that you are, because you're caring for these other beings. Now, I got some quotes here because this is very important. Truth to practice. This is from a individual, I can't pronounce the name, Ngulchuthogme. He lived in the 14th century in Tibet. And here's the quote. Without exception, all suffering comes from wanting happiness for yourself. Perfect Buddhas are born from wishing to benefit others. Now I'm going to repeat this because, honest, for years, I was just trying to wake them from me. Until I came to Dzogchen, did I ever start to hear this. But I have to tell you, I still don't know how powerful this mantra is, but I'm going to try to talk about it here. But and this is what this holy person says, without exception, that means suffering, all suffering, your suffering, everybody on this Zoom call, all suffering comes from wanting happiness for yourself. Perfect Buddhas, which could be perfect Christ, are born from wishing to benefit others. Now, here's what Jesus says about that, because I never thought about wanting to benefit all others. Here's what Jesus says. And what was that in? That was in chapter 1, VII.3. Here's a quote from Jesus. Complete restoration of the sonship is the only goal of the miracle-minded. Whoa, now if I read it, I never understood it. I'm going to read that again. Complete restoration of the sonship is the only goal of the miracle-minded. He's saying the same thing this man's saying, and I'm going to quote another holy man named, let me make sure I get on the right page here, folks. Dilgo Khyentse, Khyentse. Now, this gentleman, holy enlightened being, he passed away in 1991. I want to share with you how many people attended his funeral, and you'll maybe want to perk up your ears to hear this quote. I'm going to review from him. 50,000 people attended his funeral. 500 disciples and over 100 lamas attended this holy man's funeral. Here's the quote from him, and it pertains to the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. Do not hoard for your own benefit all your learning, possessions, and whatever else you may have accomplished. Instead, dedicate everything to all beings, and make the wish that they may all be able to listen to, reflect on, and meditate on the Dharma, meaning truths. Simply to express such a prayer is highly beneficial. Anything done with pure intention, even the wish to relieve beings from their headaches, has great merit. So the merit is all the more if you pray to free all beings from samsara, which means hell. Since the number of beings is infinite, the merit of such a prayer is infinite too. Now, see, I never really got it. I'm saying, Om Mani Padme Hum. It's called the mantra of compassion, and it's the Dalai Lama's favorite mantra. And it's my favorite mantra too, but I didn't, and I still don't know the full depth of the power of it or the total understanding of it. But what this man's saying is, that mantra is praying for the freedom of suffering of all sentient beings. Sentient beings number, just picture sentient beings, animals. I think ants, I don't even know if there's a trillion ants, but those are sentient beings. Humans, there's 8 billion humans. I don't know how many animals there are. But when we say that mantra, we're wanting to free all those beings from their suffering, whatever. And the suffering means, to the basic, they don't know what they are. Most of them do not know what they are. They think they're the separate body, so they're suffering for various reasons, of course. But because the beings are infinite, when you practice this mantra, guess what? The merit you get is infinite. Oh, wow. You can undo, heal a whole lot of karma in that unconscious mind that's deep as an iceberg by doing this mantra. Now, I Googled Om Mani Padme Hum. I was doing the mantra on the YouTube channel, and you know, when one segment ends, it'll go to another one and go to another one. It went to one where the Dalai Lama, current Dalai Lama, was describing what the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra means. And so I took notes, and there were two, and then I was trying to find that same YouTube thing again. I couldn't, but I found another one. So I've got two different quotes of the Dalai Lama explaining this mantra. And the bottom line is, this mantra carries besides freeing the suffering of all these beings, it will purify your body, mind, and speech. Oh, now, of course, this sounds like, yeah, right. Well, but I'm an actual example. and if you can't believe the Dalai Lama, who the hell can you believe? But anyway, here's what Dalai Lama says. Because Barbie's giving a thumbs up, is these syllables, I don't know if they've been around 500 years or 1,000 years, they carry this vibration that touches all these chakras, your heart and your mind, and they're doing their work on you and your unconscious mind. You don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but because our intention, just having the intention, I want to help my brothers wake up, and then you develop your own practice of how you're doing it. It's your pure intention and motivation that drives this forward and brings all this good merit to you as you go along. But here's what the Dalai Lama says. Om, is of divinity and the most sacred sound of infinite energy. It propels the impure body, speech, and mind to a Buddha of exalted nature. Woo! Mani, M-A-N-I, is a jewel symbolizing intention to become enlightened, and it means compassion and love, infinite altruism. Padme, P-A-D-M-E, means the lotus symbolizes wisdom, the wisdom that realizes the emptiness of inherent existence. Now, wouldn't that just be marvelous for each of you to gain the wisdom or insight about the emptiness of inherent existence? Because see, if you recognize the emptiness of inherent existence, means this body doesn't exist. It doesn't really die. In the illusion, it appears that way. We never put the body in harm's way. I take care of it, feed it, clean it, take care of it, take it to the doctor, do all the things, have fun with it, you know. Never put it in harm's way. But that as Jesus says, this is impermanence. Because this form can die, it's impermanent. Therefore, it doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is God's presence. But anyway, I digress. Hum, H-U-M, means purity meant to be achieved through the union of method and wisdom. The unity of is symbolized by the final symbol hum, H-U-M, which indicates indivisibility. And that's the indivisibility of body, mind, and speech. And he says, seek not Buddhas without, the Buddhas are within. And then I want to read 4b. Here is his other interpretation. He says the Om is in both Buddhism and Hinduism. In Buddhism, Om is 3 letters. He's capital A with a little a, and then an O and an M. And I was trying to say that word a few weeks back, and I was going, Om. But with him saying this, and it was written on the screen, excuse me, Om is 3 letters, A, A, O, and M. So if you look at that, it's like, Aum, Aum. And then he goes on to say, body, mind, and speech at the impure level is the basis of suffering. Therefore, we experience pain and pleasure. Or he just says, therefore experience pain and pleasure. Mainly the body and mind transform into the pure, forever pleasant body and mind. Body, mind, and speech transform. Om, O-M, represents impure thought into pure thought. The 3 impure, like body, mind, and speech, gets transformed into the pure body, mind, and speech. Well, you can't beat that. A mantra that can purify your body, mind, and speech. Woo! Go for it. Mani means jewel, means infinite altruism. Padme, P-A-D-M-E, means wisdom. Hum carries altruism and wisdom to combine to represent hum, H-U-M. That's the proper method to purify the 3 impure body, speech, and mind to become pure. Yay! Now that's about, then I remember body sanctified, mind transformers, lesson 157 is body sanctified, and mind transformed is chapter 7, XI 5. And then I tried to look up the word speech in the course, and it doesn't say speech, but it says mouth. I looked the word mouth up, and here's what Jesus says about the mouth. You can't, he will not tell you that your brother should be judged by what your eyes behold to him, nor what his body's mouth says to your ears, nor what your fingers touch reports of him. So he said, you can't go by that mouth, you know, this speech. This is impure speech, impure mind, impure body in this dualistic world of separation can get purified. And that he says that mouth, all that gets vanished to the holy light, vanishes before the splendor of the Christ. Now that brings me to a funny story about Dee, our lovely little Dee that's here. Remember last week or the week before, I was talking about Om Mani Padme Hum, and I was chanting it because I chant a couple of ways like Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani. And sometimes I put re, H-R-I on the end, meaning like R-E-E, re, but I'm going to leave that off right now. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Or I'll go, Om Mani Padme, oh, how does it go? Om Mani Padme Hum, re, re. Om Mani Padme Hum, re. Om Mani Padme Hum, re. Oh, Mommy, pay me, Henry. Oh, Mommy, pray us all home, please. Oh, Mommy, pray us all home, please. Oh, Mommy, pray us all home, please. So Dee was at the dentist, and so she's getting her teeth checked, and out of the blue they go, "Oh, you need a root canal," and like that they're telling her she needs a root canal, and it like kind of shocks her, and like she wasn't prepared for that, the pain and all that stuff going on. And so but she told me honestly that she felt like just getting up and leaving, but didn't realize she didn't want to do that. But she told ego, you take the car keys and you go, because she was feeling kind of upset or anxious or panicky. And I told her, Martha in our LA Dzogchen group says, just tell ego, get in the back seat, just stay in the back seat. I'm gonna do some awareness of God's presence here now, but whatever, float your boat. But anyway, the do is, so Dee laid down on the thing, and the dentist numbed her gum, and about 20 minutes later, she may come, ask her to come on and repeat this, the dentist says something, she goes, "Oh, are you done?" And he goes, they start laughing. The nurse laughs and he laughs. No, because it's a 2-hour process. And so she's laid down there and she's realizing she's kind of a little anxious. So she can't remember, Om Mani Padme Hum Re, Om Mani Padme Hum Re. She starts trying to say it, but she can remember, Oh, Mommy, pray me home, pray us all home, please. Oh, Mommy, pray us all home, please. She said she laid on that dentist bed thing for that 2 hours, chanting that to herself silently. It calmed her. She was able to be there and get all this done. And I'm here to tell her she cleaned up a lot of unconscious stuff as well. Almost forgot that. Oh, now I'm going to give you another, if that wasn't all enough reasons to chant this thing. Oh, now I need to alert you. I maybe many months ago brought up Om Mani Padme Hum, and there was an individual here that tried it. And when I was told later when he tried it, he just real fast just did not like it, did not like that mantra, got like made a fearful, something came over him. He stopped, he would not say the mantra. Well, guess what, folks? A Course in Miracles teaches the opposite of love is fear. So if a person is feeling fear, guess what fear comes from? It comes from this ego. Guess what? Do you think ego wants you to clear out your unconscious mind or help heal all sentient beings? This is not foo-foo stuff. Your light energy goes out to the world. So no. So this person decided to not chant, just done with that deal. So I'm just bringing this up. If you start to feel fear, recognize this is coming from ego. Ego does not want you to get free of these thoughts that you're a body, etc. So just be aware that could happen. You can work through it if you so choose to. But now I'm going to cover a final thing about this Om Mani Padme Hum. And I emailed you the chart. There's the 6 realms. So besides the Om Mani Padme Hum joining your body, mind, and speech into purity, transforming it to purity, the Om sound goes out to the realm that's called the small g God realm, that has the affliction that pride and ego is its main affliction. The Om helps heal that realm. Om Mani, Ma, the M-A syllable, it goes and helps the small demigod realm. Now, I don't know what all this means, folks, but these Tibetans, they've got this all figured out. And if by us practicing, thank God we're in the human realm where we can reason and etc. and wake up. But the point is, we can help these other realms wake up. MA goes and helps that realm that's afflicted with jealousy and lust for entertainment. Ma, that's the ma, ni, the ni part, goes out and helps humans, all the 8 billion humans, or maybe more, and they're afflicted with the affliction of passion and desire. It will help heal and purify that. Pad, P-A-D, pad, goes and helps the animal realm and helps it of its affliction of ignorance or prejudice. Paid me, M-E, goes out and helps the hungry ghost realm, and their affliction is greed or possessiveness. Then the whom goes out and helps the denizens in hell, the individual, the beings that are caught in the hell realm, and they're afflicted with aggression and hatred. And that wisdom that goes with whom is wisdom. I'll go start again on Om. The powerful paramita or practice is generosity that you're getting. That's the antidote for pride and ego, and they're getting. Ethics is the paramita that purifies jealousy and lust. Ni is patience, purifies patience and desire. PAD is diligence, purifies ignorance or prejudice. Me is renunciation, purifies greed and possessiveness. Whom is wisdom and purifies aggression or hatred. So folks, I have no idea of the magnitude of this mantra, but it has layer upon layer of healings in it. If you choose to use it, great. Oh, and then next week I'm going to cover, we're going to do a meditation, and I'll cover a couple other prayers from the Course that are bringing people into the circle, praying for others, New Millennium Prayer, etc. Our prayers and chant, besides the four immeasurables. Remember the four immeasurables? This is a prayer you can chant. May all beings, let me see, possess happiness and the inner causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the inner causes of suffering. May all beings remain undivided from the sacred joy which is free from suffering. And may all beings come to rest in great peace and equanimity beyond attachment and aversion to friends, enemies, or strangers. There are all kinds of prayers around that the crux of them is to help free all beings from their suffering. I'm just covering a few of them here. Now, before I go tonight, anyone have a thought or comment before I stop the recording? And I surely appreciate each of your presence here this evening. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Any thoughts or comments? People love thoughts or comments. So we're going to go around the room, and how you think of your brother is how you think of yourself. So we look at each tile and we go, there's God Barbie, there's God Ed, there's God D, there's God Debbie, there's God Leon, there's God Danelle, there's God Julia, God Terry had to leave. And then let's just include all the other people that sometimes come and go from our Zoom group. There is Angela, there is Joan, there is Joanne, Liz, Lorraine, let's see, Susan A., Gabby, Jerry, Corrine, there's Julia, Sabone Foley in Ireland, and any and all that watch the video later. Thank you for coming out. I much appreciate it. See you next week, Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. EDT. We'll stop the recording. Now I'm watching Barbie. I'm going to pause the recording and not stop the meeting because we stay to chat. Bye.